Why the fuck do you think I'd be okay? I gotta go get in my car. NASCAR told me I gotta get in my car.
Just keep an eye on this 22. He's a full meltdown mode. 22 just went ape shit. What are you talking about? I guess he went crazy sometime here in the last few minutes. Alright, cool. Hey, Clint, word is that 22 driver had a slight meltdown in driver intros today. Meltdown in driver intros? Oh, I'm curious. What happened? They were put in the penalty box for a while and he freaked out about it.
Hey, let's get a good one here, Kurt. It's nice and cool here. We have a long way to go.
10-4. Alright, fellas, it's a beautiful day for a race.
Ooh, very close. Down to the apron goes Kyle Busch, then he shoots up the racetrack, almost gets into the 31, and here comes Hornaday for second, trying to take that spot away.
How about that young driver, Ron Hornaday, trying to get by Kyle Busch here? Ooh, close.
Wide into turn 4. That moves Kyle Busch all the way up the racetrack. He has to catch it before he gets in the wall, and Hornaday catches the wall.
Caution's out, caution's out.
Caution is going to come out. Both drivers trying to get by. Looked like the 17 of Timothy Peters. They slid up the racetrack, and now Kyle Busch not happy at all.
It's all good, dude.
And Kyle Busch is going to turn the 33 to the wall. Our championship contender Hornaday in the wall.
Well, Kyle Busch should be parked for this race and maybe the rest of the season for that.
Holy cow, I can't believe he did
Championship
that.
contender Ron Hornaday hard into the wall. Kyle Busch sends him in.
You all right?
You know, we saw him playing games like that at Martinsville, but we're running over 180 miles an hour here.
Window net down on the 33 of Hornaday.
Go to the garage.
The two trucks were trying to get by the 17 of Timothy Peters.
I think it was a 07.
Oh, the 07, excuse me.
Pencil. That's what I was getting at.
That is unbelievable.
Yep. And that takes that 33 truck out of this championship hunt, I believe.
Hornaday coming in just 15 points back, definitely in this championship hunt.
Go back
Gained
to the
32 points
See how bad
on the lead of this championship in 4 races and have it all come to an end like that.
Obviously, Kyle Busch is really mad at Ron Hornaday as they went side by side by that lap truck of the 07 of Johnny Chapman. Here it is right here. They go side by side.
Hornaday has to go up.
Kyle squeezes down on Ron, but Ron he's got to be in control of his truck. They both do a little bit of contact into the wall, but I believe those trucks could be repaired and maybe race for the win still.
And the caution has come out now. Right now, the caution is already out.
A little bit more damage on Ron Hornaday's truck. Very minimal damage to that 18 truck, but this is when he's going to show his displeasure to Ron Hornaday. He gets up against him, and he just won't never turn him loose, Mikey.
He's running wide open in the back of that truck, and he finally turns him head on into that outside wall.
I don't think NASCAR is going to, I think this goes beyond a little bit of have at it, boys.
Oh, it's definitely way past that. That truck's running 130, 40 miles an hour when it hits that outside wall.
Look at that thing jump up off the ground. Look at all the damage to that 33 truck.
Later parts of the season, teams always bring extra parts, spare things, but this hit is so massive that the front clip has to be bent. Everything underneath that hood damaged beyond repair.
He's out. He may get back on the racetrack and gain 2 or 3 positions.
I don't think he's going to do that, Phil.
I think that truck's probably ruined. This is the beginning of it. They go by. You see Johnny Chapman all the way down on the bottom of the racetrack as far as he can go. They're battling for second place right behind our leader. Hornaday gets a little bit loose. He runs Kyle up into the outside wall. He makes contact with the outside wall. And then they get down to the other end of the racetrack.
There you saw the yellow lights. They came out right away. And again, not much damage to either truck. Both cosmetic, could have been worked on.
You can see how tight Kyle is on the side of Ron. He gets loose when he goes around Johnny Chapman, pulls the air off his truck, and they both go into the outside wall. And I guarantee you Ron has no idea what's fixing to happen.
He had raced his way back to the front, so he was on the lead lap, didn't have to worry about getting the lucky dog. Now you see the 18. That's the truck driven by Kyle Busch. NASCAR has said the 18 and Kyle Busch parked for the race, and Kyle Busch and Eric Phillips, you will need to report to the hauler, the NASCAR hauler, at the conclusion of this race.
I'm speechless.
At Martinsville, we saw tempers flaring. At a short track, you've got a little bumping and banging. we come to a big racetrack like Texas Motor Speedway, where we have seen speeds upwards of nothing we've seen all year long, the fastest racetrack we go to, and now we have Kyle Busch retaliating on the 33, upwards of 150 miles an hour.
Saw Ron get loose right there, made some contact.
Back in turn 1 and 2
here,
and they send him into the wall. 3 and 4. Ron Hornaday, Kyle Busch involved in our first caution of the evening.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway. Ron Hornaday just out of the Infield Chaos Center. I want to show you some video, Ron. Tell us first what happened under green and then what followed up after the caution came out.
Oh, under green, I knew that, Kyle knew there was a lap in there too. I moved up on the straightaway. He stayed on the quarter panel, and I don't know. We just touched a little bit, I guess. I don't know. But he knows I'm going for a point still. I don't know why he didn't do it. But anybody got a cup car, he'll never win a championship again. I mean, this is just stupid. I mean, he knew what I was going for. He knew I was there. He had to lift too. I mean, if I'd have lifted, I'd have hit the back of the slower car, slower truck, and it would cause a big wreck. But he just drove me in the fence. I mean, it was a perfectly good race car.
That's a Ron Hornaday, unfortunately, done for the night, and his championships hopes done for the night as well, Rick.
Yeah, just so disappointing to see this early on in this race as well as late in the season, as Ron Hornaday had worked so hard to get back in the championship hunt.
That's a situation where Kyle Busch's temper just got away from him. He just got away from him. I know he's upset with Ron Hornaday, but that's uncalled for. That's uncalled for. Look at this is how the points run right now. See Ron Hornaday 50 behind.
He's out of it.
He's out of it. He's out of it. The most points you can get in any one race is 48.
The new point system will eliminate Ron Hornaday from being a part of this championship when we go to Homestead at the final race.
Kyle Busch eliminated Ron Hornaday. It wasn't the point system. Right. It's Kyle Busch.
We're 20 laps in, and I don't know if I can speak anymore. I can't believe that just went down this early in the race. These guys are
working around a slower lap leader. How about a little Twitter update now? This is Max Pappas' wife. Glad to see Ron Hornaday's okay, dude. Kyle Busch needs some psychiatric help.
There's a lot of things going on Twitter today, and this is going to add to it.
Pretty much exploded, didn't it?
Yeah, biggest story, obviously, of the night. This is what they're talking about. Kyle Busch, after the caution came out, intentionally puts the 33 of Hornaday into the wall.
That could be the biggest story of the year. I mean, taking a guy out of the championship battle.
NASCAR immediately parks the 18, says you are definitely done for the evening. Crew chief driver will have to report to the NASCAR hauler at the end of this race. Randy Kaiser takes the pace truck off of the racing surface and onto pit road. Now it's Austin Dillon and the 2 of Kevin Harvick racing to the start finish line. Green flag back in the air.
Look at James Busher. He drafts over in behind Harvick. Maybe is going to push him by Austin Dillon.
All right, after the green flag has come out, we want to hear from Kyle Busch. He is the big story, and he's standing by with Ray.
Okay, Kyle has come out of the hauler, and Kyle, obviously this will be the big story of the week. That's the one question is, did you just lose your mind for a few seconds there, or did you consider that Ron was in the championship?
Well, if you consider Ron was in the championship, maybe Ron could have played it a little bit smarter on lap 15 and checked up a little bit and given room to everybody around. You know, obviously, if you make it a 3-wide situation, I can't go up in the dirt. You know, I'm already on the outside lane. There's not 3 lanes out here right now. It's a truck race. It's the first race of the night here this weekend. And, you know, so if I just lay over and give up everything for Ron Hornaday, that's not Kyle Busch's fashion. I'm out here to win a race just as much as anybody else is. And when he races up on my inside, gets loose, and takes me up to the fence, I ended up losing my cool. And I've been wrecked 4 weeks in a row, and finally I just had enough of it. And so I'm sorry it was Ron Hornaday, and he's going after a championship. But the fact of the matter is, it's just, you know, you can't place all blame on one person. There was 2 people that got into it to begin with, and there was 2 people that ended it.
Thank you for coming out. That's Kyle Busch.
Again, Kyle Busch, Ron Hornaday involved in an incident early in this race. Ron Hornaday out of the race.
Stretch and had a little problem climbing out of that truck.
Yeah, when something's on fire, you
try to get out of there as quick as you can.
Your first concern is just getting away from it. You don't know if it might continue or could get worse, and so he was just trying to get out.
Yeah, fortunately the fire extinguished itself, but as you mentioned, Brian had a little bit of trouble getting out of that National Raceway, presented by Jack Daniels. We've knocked down 76 laps. Danica Patrick is in the position to get a wave around, but there was some confusion as let's take you back and show you exactly what happened. Notice the pace car. And there goes Danica. Now listening on the radio.
I don't know what I was supposed to do. Nobody said anything.
Yeah, you can't ever pass a pace car unless you're the lucky dog or a wave around. A wave around, we're not to wave around.
I don't even know where he was. I didn't even see him. I just slowly followed the cars in front of me.
That's exactly what you did. You followed them. We wasn't supposed to. They took off. We got to pay attention.
Well, she is getting the wave around, and she's taking it now. It wasn't quite time to do that, and they were actually putting the lucky dog around the pace car. She was following him.
And Robert Richardson is also taking the wave around. Eric McClure was the lucky dog, so Danica did not make the stop, and she's shown in 24th position, and we'll get her.
Somebody better keep me away from Denny Hamlin after this fucking race. I swear to God, I'm going to kill that fucker. All his fucking fault. I had this race won. It was won.
Are we teammates who tend to go at the All-Star race? I said no.
Trouble on pit road for Elliott Sadler.
This car was actually on fire for a second.
Damage on the front of the 19 car. They come out to him, and he's still sitting there.
Could have created a log jam with all these cars trying to come down pit road.
And Sadler happened to be right there, and now watch the move.
Not sure of exactly how this happened. You see Montoya there. Well, actually, it's not even part of it. It's just
That's
a stack up there with the
car.
96. Yeah, but
Menard, Sorensen, Sadler, and Waltrip. That's the chain reaction there on pit road, and Elliott Sadler got the worst damage.
Yeah, I just looked up and saw this 19 car on fire, and then saw this 42 pull into the garage. I thought maybe he caused it, but he was no part of it at all.
Sort of fitting the way Elliott Sadler may have ended his year. He could not buy a break here in 2009.
They've closed the pit road now because of this, because they've got a car stall. Man, there's a teammate.
43 with a ton of damage also.
Man.
And Elliott Sadler down here just kind of shaking his head. I know you just saw the replay for the first time. What did you see in the car?
I didn't see anything, but, we were all coming to pit road, and the 43 looked like he just stopped right in front of me, and then I just saw him reach. I guess the 96 was trying to get in the garage while everybody was pitting, so I'm not sure what they were doing or why they would do it right in front of everybody, but that's tough luck for our race team. That's kind of how our season's going, and hate to end the season like this. Just a lot of people from Stanley and Best Buy here, and to get wrecked on pit road is kind of weird, so just a tough night, tough weekend, but we're going to try to fix it, try to get back out there and finish.
There you go. Right there. Right there. That's perfect. Perfect. Yep.
That really hurt us badly. So
strong top 5 finisher this afternoon, and wait a minute, Jimmy Johnson.
I was inside of you. I was inside of you.
You ran into the back of me.
I didn't run, dude. I was inside of you. I was inside of you.
You better watch it,
dude. If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it.
I just did.
That oh boy! I don't know if that's Jeff Burton and Kyle Busch. Harsh words. And all in one direction.
Whoa, you don't see Jeff Burton get mad like that very often.